Welcome back
to
Are We Still Friends? I just have to say before we start this that we are officially today. Oh, that sounds wrong.
That sounds like we're like officially dating.
Yeah, we are officially handcuffing. No, we are recording on a different day today, and I think that is similar to rising moons and
setting suns.
Something
eclipses.
is going to be a little off today because we are recording on a different day. We're not going to dox on what day it is.
No.
Actually, guess.
No, don't say.
I want you to guess.
Based on how we look?
Just like what day of the week do you think it is? But yeah, we're on a different day today, which means
our moons and suns.
Alignment is
strange.
2 degrees off.
Yeah, we're like on a tightrope.
Yes.
We're on a balance beam.
Yeah.
We're doing backflips.
Yeah.
We'll see what
Acrobatic.
happens. Let's see if we land the flip. Rover.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just had to put that out there.
Yeah. So you're basically just saying if things go awry,
Yes.
the moons are different.
Yes.
And it can't be put on us.
Rye also sounds like rye bread.
Ew, I hate rye. It's one of my least favorite things on earth.
I don't understand it. Well, we're all off.
I'm on.
Oh,
I did 10 jumping jacks.
you did.
Before we got started. And all of a sudden I'm razzle dazzled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Alex and I, we can't give too many details, but we're between 2 big shoots.
Yeah.
We're in the middle. So we're going to be a little loopy.
Yeah. The things that were done over the weekend.
Yes. Insane.
Could we write storybooks on? I thought it was a good storybook.
I mean,
I'd read that story.
I do want to make a Google Doc while it's still fresh with all the memories. Sam Justin Will
journal.
did that for one of our projects. And now we have like all these quotes from years ago, which you would otherwise forget.
That's such a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes me all warm and fuzzy inside.
Yeah.
Cute.
So I'm gonna do that. So yeah. We've just been going on that. More details to come. And you have some updates.
Whoa, that's all we get for Aleena's production
What
live
else
update?
can we say?
I guess
Me and Alex are really good at our job.
Yeah, secret shit gonna be secret shit.
Incredible. There's nobody that does it like us.
You guys are both like smiling at each other right now. It's almost like too weird,
We just
Yeah.
Oh, well, I could have said some wrong things.
Yeah.
The sibs are getting weird.
Just trying to choose the words carefully.
Yeah,
Okay.
know
Yeah.
what I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
yeah,
What?
yeah.
I don't know what you're gonna say.
Well,
Tell me.
You had to be there.
Classic older sibling. Like she's obviously too cool. She got stuff going on. Couldn't hang out with the younger sib. All of a sudden, actually something cool happened.
Yeah.
That's actually such a classic sibling behavior. It really is.
No, you weren't there, so
But all you should know is that mom is glowing now because of how.
yeah.
How the sibs did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
On the shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mom's glowing.
Is Noelle mom? Who's mom? Because I want some accolades as well.
So, we did a really good job. We accomplished some things that were extremely challenging. And can we talk about the delusionalness of last week, though?
Oh,
the
yeah.
amount of like moments where like Alex or I were talking to ourselves at the computer, like do a reenactment of your little evil talk to yourself.
Oh wow, you're doing evil
Are
talks.
we doing this right? Come on. Bitch, shut the fuck up.
No, that's not
Not
it.
that one?
No, it's like the delusional where you're like also kind of like doing like a
Oh,
evil
yeah.
laugh.
Oh yeah, well I can't do the evil laugh because that was
Come
mad.
on.
Aleena's was literally just in there. Like, it was
And I was like, you want me to send this, but like then I'm going to send this, and it's not going to go right. It's just like, what are we doing?
we were sitting at the kitchen counter here, and she's turning around, and she's talking like that. I'm like, she thinks that I'm like listening, and she's like, Alex, you hear that? I was like, Lena, I don't know what the fuck you just like. Like it felt like we were on like 2 different mushroom trips.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
talking
I
each
need you to
other.
reenact your little thing because you were like, he wants me to do this. I don't got to do this.
Oh,
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
That one.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello, gang. You want me? It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I wish you guys could see Alex's face right now. I've never seen it contort in that way before.
many times. He was like delusionally like, he thinks I'm gonna do this, I'm not gonna do it. I was just like, what?
But all went well.
All went well.
Oh, well.
Okay, so
Against-
maybe you need the delusional laughs to kind of get you going to really
Exactly.
get
Yes.
things started.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and so you have another crazy thing happening.
Yeah. You just gotta believe in yourself.
I believe in you guys,
It is blind faith in yourself that helps it.
and a little
And
bit of
a
evil
lot of
laughs.
preparation.
Yeah, and that too. Yeah.
So that
yeah,
there's nothing actually blind
yeah,
about it
Yeah.
because you've thought of every single scenario.
and
Except for the running back and forth. I love
yes,
that part.
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
I
And
like all the things that go crazy that you could never plan. I mean, like I like it from afar.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like I like the story after when it goes well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you're in it,
it's terrifying.
Yeah.
it is.
But you like it after as long as everything went well. Also.
Exactly.
But
Yeah.
something
Everything
that-
has to go well for you to laugh about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And something that's very important that both Aleena and Noelle stress a lot is BDE. It's very important in stuff like this. Just BDEing everybody.
Yeah. Not necessarily so much in person too, but definitely in
In
communication.
communication. And
Yeah.
Stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah. They both have BDE.
They do.
You should say walk into a room together.
You
I'm
think?
like, so much dick.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
Wow.
No, it's a lot.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
yeah.
Individually, but together as a combo.
Yeah. Or glows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Our toes are touching.
I know. I felt it and then I pulled back.
Well, sorry everyone. I know we're not like giving much away, but there's a reason for it. But yeah, we did some stuff that was very cool, very exciting, and we are delusional. And we're recording on a different day. And Sarah has some news for us.
Oh my God. I feel like now it's like feels like news where it's like, eh. You know what I mean? You know when you're like,
No.
oh wait, it has to be like more natural.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
So like you don't want me to
No.
you don't want me to serve it up for you.
Well, yeah, like if
Okay,
you,
so like
we're talking. Hey guys, I quit my job. Now I feel like I'm blushing and I'm like really nervous. And
How do you feel?
I feel like I could throw up now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. How has the process been? Because I know you felt similar things of like that, and I felt the same way when I quit, which is like that life and just being a part of like a job and an environment for that many years becomes your
Oh my God, I feel
identity.
like I'm gonna cry like listening to you.
Oh gosh,
I know.
Okay, well I'll say it for
It's
you,
the
and then you can just
moon.
be like ditto.
It's the
It's like your identity. It's like everything that makes you who you are. And it's a very scary moment because you're like, well, anything cool about me, like, is this place. Which
It's-
maybe you didn't feel, but
no,
I did.
It's not that. It's that I agree with 100% with what you said, but I actually didn't even feel like it defined me until I wasn't doing it. Like I was like, this is, of course, when your job takes over so much of your life, right? Like where we worked does, like when it's so many hours of your day, you know, it feels like you, but I didn't really feel like I was so tied to it to where I felt like I'm not going to recognize myself. And then the minute that it started coming up of like, I'm past my maternity leave and I'm not sure if I'm going to go back. I don't know how I could be a full-time mom and also be a full-time producer.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it started to feel like more and more of my identity to where I felt like if I'm not doing that, like who am I anymore? Because I mean, we were both there for like 10 years.
Yeah.
That's like,
I think I was 6, 7.
like 25 to like 34.
Yeah.
So it's just like such a big part of like growing up, and like with so many of our like close friends, and like I met my husband there and now I have a daughter from that job.
Yeah.
And like my boss was like such a good friend, and I was just like, I mean, I cried to you like 3 weeks ago about it. Like, and I felt like I've said this before, like I feel like a different person now. And that was kind of like my last strand of the old me, you know? And so I like gripped and I held on to like, if I still have this job, I'll still have a part of me that like was pre-mom.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And now that's gone.
Well, I don't know if actually I was like aware enough to know that the job was like my identity when I was in it. You know, it was more just when the thoughts came up of like, okay, leave and like work on production full time for all your own stuff. It was like, I don't know if I can. You know, like what makes me then, you know? I've been doing this, like it just was so attached to me. So it was like, when it came up that like maybe I should leave, that's when I started feeling like the crisis of like, wait, this is my identity. Like, this is what makes me me. I've met everyone I know here. This is just where I'm comfortable being every day, and the environment that I'm comfortable being in. How do I be anything else?
Yeah.
And I remember all those feelings and feeling like, how am I going to like move past this and like make a new life for myself? And like, I think it was like 8 months in, I was like, wow, I actually have a personality. And like, you know, that's part of this too, but like, I actually have a personality outside of that. I have hobbies and interests. I had like so much that I was bringing to the table that I didn't know I was bringing to the table until you like bring it to the table for yourself. Yeah. Then you're like, oh, I am a creative person. I am all these things. And so then it was like, thank God I did that, because I found more of myself, because it was just a focus on me. And I think, I know it's hard right now, but I think you'll start to realize like you are so much more than just your job.
Totally.
And I think
you
that's
don't even
good
think
advice.
about that until you're leaving.
Yes.
You know, like I would never have said I was just a producer or just this job. Yeah. I didn't feel those things until I felt the same thing that you felt, you know?
Hi, friends. We want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's episode, HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
I don't think Aleena mentioned this yet, but we're here to talk about HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
I didn't.
When my meals arrived at my front door, after getting home from Aleena's, I can't tell you how excited and relieved I was. I knew everything was already pre-portioned and ready to cook. It was one less errand to run, and I knew I could get dinner ready in 30 minutes or less.
30 minutes?
30 minutes.
Less.
No. 30 minutes or less, Aleena. Less. I'm a big fan of the pictured step-by-step recipe cards. When I have a million things to juggle, it is so nice to just see everything clearly, especially if you're alone in the kitchen.
We know HelloFresh is extremely convenient and takes the hassle out of mealtime and grocery shopping. But did you know it can also save you money? Takeout is expensive, cooking at home is tedious, so how do you get the best of both? I'll tell you how. HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery shopping and 25% less expensive than takeout. That means less stress in your day and more money in your wallet. Delicious meals, and you're literally making money off of it. It's girl math.
I couldn't agree more. That's 25% back in your wallet.
This is our third HelloFresh ad read, and we would love to do more. So please go to HelloFresh.com/50stillfriends and use code 50stillfriends for 50% off plus free shipping.
Yes, we might not have mentioned this to you yet, but we love HelloFresh and we want you to try it. So please go to HelloFresh.com/50stillfriends and use code 50stillfriends for 50% off plus free shipping. It's weird.
I think that's just good advice for a lot of people in their 20s. Like you go to college and your focus is like, I have to get a job. And then like you make your whole life your job. And then I think people start to hit a point where they're like, I want my own life. And they leave and they find a job that's maybe slower pace, or they find something else. And that ends up being so valuable to you. Mm-hmm. So do it. And like, I guess my advice would be do it and enjoy it, but just know there's more to life outside of work. Yeah. Which is like why I'm always telling Kate and Alex, like they're, super motivated and dedicated, but I'm like, also just like take time for yourself and to do things
that you like
for you guys, because you will get burnt out at a certain point. Yeah. Like it will hit you.
Oh, for sure.
But you don't know, you're enjoying it, but then it hits you and you're like, what about like me as a person and by myself?
You have no idea
Yeah.
like who you are anymore because you like think those are your personality traits.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. And I don't know like if other jobs or other companies or other positions feel the same way it does in production. Like
No, I think like finance jobs and stuff, like I assume jobs where you really do turn off after 5 p.m.
oh my God.
Those I think they feel like having
Their
their own
time.
life.
Yeah.
Yes. But jobs where it's very like social and it just kind of becomes a part of, it's like college again.
I know.
Like you're in it the entire time. I think those ones take a toll, but it's very exciting that you've taken this leap.
I know.
I know.
Under the sadness, not sadness, because it's not sadness for the job.
It's
Like
just-
I'm excited.
You chapter your life. So
I
it's
chapter
like,
it.
this is a new chapter.
I know.
And like, that's crazy.
And I already feel like I'm like super unstable mentally and physically. You know what I mean? Like I am barely hanging on. So it's like another piece of like this like sense of normalcy in my life, like that consistency of a job.
Yes.
Like you know what to expect. And like I had been there so long, even to like leave in general to like be another producer would have felt like a crazy experience.
The other thing is we didn't dislike our jobs. Like even though it was insane, like we loved it. So leaving a job that you love and that is so much of your identity is so hard because it's like if you hate your job and you're like, I'm quitting, this place sucks. That's easy. Move on.
Yeah.
Like it's like the best move for you. But to leave with like a bittersweet, like
and
still
to like I never
this.
went back like after we left the office in what was it like 2020, right?
Yeah.
Like I never like obviously like I worked through that, but like we never went back into the office after that. So like my last experience of like working there is working from my kitchen table, right?
Yeah.
It's not like being in an edit bay with everyone. It's not like being on pro row. It's not like that community.
Your last time in there, I was in there.
I know.
Next to you.
I know.
That's crazy.
I never would have thought that would be my last time in there, you know? Anywho's. Speaking of that, I had something on the list that's like way down the line, but it kind of like ties into what I was feeling like this.
You just moving on?
Yeah, it's about this. It's about this in general.
Okay.
Because I was walking around my neighborhood, front packing as one does with a baby. And I like saw this like soccer team playing and I was just thinking like, God, like I used to have so much confidence. Like I fucking carried myself with confidence because I felt like I was super good at something.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe Mal did that for us in a way too. Like I felt super confident being an international producer. Like I knew what I was doing and I knew what I was saying. And like in instances where I didn't, I knew who to ask and I knew the process.
Yeah.
And the same thing of like my entire life, I had something always that made me feel confident.
Yeah.
Like, so I just feel like in general that helped my life so much. And I was just like, what is it that I'm like, what gives me confidence now? Like what I have no idea. I couldn't answer that question. So I was just thinking like, I wonder what makes Aleena feel confident.
You don't feel confident?
No, not right now.
I think it's fresh. I think it's like a fresh wound.
Yeah.
Like you ripped a Band-Aid off and so it's like still healing. But I think in time you will start to feel confident.
It's like the same thing. Remember when we sat at the reject table at Mal, right? Like I was sitting there like fucking twiddling my thumbs like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, you know?
Yeah.
And at the time, I had never worked like a real job like that prior to Mal.
Yeah.
Like I was presenting generally probably more confidence than I should have had because like looking back, I wish there was so many more instances where I would have listened instead of been the first one to talk because like what I've realized so much is that I brought this like confidence that I had in soccer my entire life into a place where I had no business being confident, which is fine.
Interesting.
It's fine. Like I'm that was who I was as a person, but I generally can look back and be like, take a beat, because you don't know the answers yet.
It's crazy how sports impact people so much.
I can't even tell you like the amount of time and hours and like it's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine doing something like 40 hours. I probably played as much soccer as I went to school.
Alex, do you feel like there's an element of sports that impacts like how you are as a person today?
Oh yeah, absolutely, 1,000%.
I don't. Is anyone talking about this?
I think people talk about it. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. But absolutely. And there are people that are like, oh, like they peaked doing it, but I don't think that's how that's not how we interpret it, but it's more like,
no, because like you guys are here on the AWSF.
Of course.
I'm currently peaking.
I mean, there are kids that I know that'll be like, oh, remember
Glory
the
days.
glory days of high school, baseball or soccer,
Yeah.
football.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's more to life than that. But,
Yeah.
but there's definitely ways that you approach life that are impacted by like confidence, emotionally.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you feel like you
Problem
have a lot of
solving.
confidence from sports?
oh yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Because
Maybe I needed to do that.
yeah.
It's like, I think, I don't even know how to explain it. Like when you imagine doing something, I mean, I guess it's like, I don't know, playing an instrument, being like really smart. Like when you're so confident that you're going out there and like you're going to do really well and you trust yourself, like having trust in yourself for something for 22 years of your life gives you this, I mean, maybe false narrative of me going into a workplace being like, I am so confident in myself and like what I bring to the table, not knowing anything about anything.
Do you feel like you brought that to being a mom?
No. A confidence level is low. And not because I don't think I'm doing a good job, but I think it's because it's so hard and I can't physically, and because I don't physically and emotionally feel like myself, it's like hard to express and feel like I'm doing good when it's so difficult, right? And it's the same way that I could have talked about birth, like doing physical things like that, like having the physical capacity to like use my body, no problem. It's all the emotional things that come with being a parent that I'm not confident in yet, like that I can't trust myself in yet. Like I'm so unbalanced and trying to
When
understand.
do you think you'd get that confidence? Like baby number 4?
I don't know. I do think you get probably so much more confident as I can imagine.
Have you asked anyone like when do you feel confident?
I talk to people all the time. And my normal thing is like, when have you felt normal? When's the normalness come back?
What do they say?
You know, unfortunately for me, they said when they go back to work. So I just quit my job. So I'm not sure if the same thing will come back to me. But I think like, I mean, I feel better now than I did 7 months ago, right? I feel more sure of myself now that I've been around her every second of every day. Like I know her better. But I just was like, I was so envious of the old confidence that I had. Yeah. But like, not everyone plays sports. And like now when I think back to soccer, it seems, I wouldn't say like it seems silly, but it's like my entire life was soccer for 22 years. Yeah. I never had like the realization like, I'm going to go pro. Like I was fucking 5'2", you guys. Like there's no way I'm going pro. It's so
crazy to sit here with two like soccer stars.
Support for today's episode comes from OneSkin. So if you're interested in aging backwards like all of us are, listen up.
Summer is over. It's now fall. I don't know if you know that. And we all know we love baking in the sun. But after a couple years of that, in your late 20s and early 30s, as good as the sun feels, you start to see it taking a toll on your skin.
Leveraging their in-house cutting-edge research and development platform, they were able to measure the efficacy of age reversal molecules in their lab. By treating aged skin, OneSkin scientists found that the OS01 peptide reverses skin's biological age by reducing the number of zombie, aka senescent cells, by up to 50%. I want to talk to you about OneSkin Body. I've seen signs of aging on my face for years, but I've just started noticing it on my body. If you guys remember a couple months ago, Aleena called me out on this podcast for not owning any body lotion. I love that it's a moisturizer that actually strengthens my skin barrier. If this is interesting to you already, you can get 15% off with the code STILLFRIENDS at oneskin.co. That's 15% off at oneskin.co with code STILLFRIENDS. We only have one body, one skin, and only you can choose to make it look better. Age healthy with OneSkin.
Now you might think that the ad is over, but it's not. It's my turn. OneSkin has a lot of science behind it. They combine tissue engineering and research on skin longevity to not only improve how we look, but to enhance our skin on a molecular level so that in the future, your skin is more resilient to aging. When you use their products, you'll know that scientists spent 5 years testing it to get the OS1 peptide. That's clinically proven to decrease levels of age in your cells, reducing your skin's age by years.
This is like magic, and we want you guys to give it a try and tell us what you think.
OneSkin is for anyone that wants to prevent or reverse the signs of aging, but also just increase your skin's elasticity and make your skin more healthy and durable so it can protect your body. It's important. Their products work tirelessly to repair, rejuvenate, and erase the signs of summer damage, ensuring you step into fall, that's now, with the healthiest skin of your life. It is time for you to experience a new skin health routine at a discounted rate. Why not? Get 15% off with the code STILLFRIENDS at oneskin.co. That is 15% off oneskin.co with code STILLFRIENDS. I don't know if we've mentioned this, but we only have one body, one skin. You can live in it for a long time, and you can choose to make it better. Age healthy with OneSkin.
Collegiate athlete.
You guys were both collegiate athletes.
Starter, captain. I mean, like, don't. I'm not gonna put it out there, but like,
Starter as a freshman,
Yeah.
captain all through high school.
Yeah,
or
I
2
know.
years in high school.
I know.
That's so
Club.
crazy.
Peaked in high
that's
school.
what
I
I'm
peaked in
doing.
high
That's
school.
why I'm always trying to like flex my AYSO.
I know, and
because
it's
I
fair.
feel left out.
That's fair.
Listen,
You
you're
know?
a star in your own right, Aleena.
We can hit the field recently, sometime somewhere near here. and
Yeah.
we can relive those days.
pass.
I could barely kick the ball, you guys. Like my kick was not good, you know?
But if you did it,
Like I know I was supposed to
times.
kick with like the inside of my foot, but I liked kicking with the pointer.
Yeah, that's the.
I know.
You can't direct it at all.
But I would.
pointer.
Yeah.
I would.
Aleena's
I'd
like
make
looking
it
down
work.
like, bitch, I point it in the right direction.
I'd get goals.
Oh my god,
make it work.
I would die.
But
to
I
hear
was
toe
just
kicks.
like, I know that this is like a thing, you know, like I'm supposed to do the inside of my foot, but like I'm not gonna listen to the coach. Just go my own
look,
way.
that's confidence.
I know.
You didn't care what people say.
I know. But no, I think it's really cool. And I think it's very interesting how, I think Alex, you have a lot of confidence in life.
Well, yeah, the interesting part about playing goalie is that you play like a different position.
Yeah.
You play like almost like a different sport. Like you're helping the
Yeah.
team and you help orchestrate the team from the back. But like if you fuck up as a goalie,
Oof, everyone knows.
like it's
on you.
You can make a mistake in midfield that can lead to a goal. Like you can give the ball away, or you can give the ball away as a defender or something like that, and it can lead to a
That's
goal.
why the mistake this weekend that you thought you made was so
That's why
heavy.
Exactly. So like
Yeah.
any time that's a really good comparison. Any time that I fuck up, I take it like so
the
to
whole
heart because it's like
team,
fuck like,
Yeah.
like I'm leading the team from the back. If I
Yeah.
fuck up here,
Saying from
everybody
the
sees.
He said it twice.
it's like soccer terms, like you pass from the back and stuff like that.
You don't think I know? She knows her soccer terms.
Sorry, Mr. Topo.
I know offsides, okay?
Yeah, I explained it to you.
No, I explained
Oh
it
no,
to
you
Kate.
explained it to Kate. Sorry, yeah.
I
Okay.
knew it.
She did explain it to Kate.
Okay,
She did.
good
She
job,
did.
good job.
But
No, it's true.
so like if you make a mistake as a goalie, it leads directly to a goal.
To a goal.
Like it's
Yeah.
a goal immediately. So
But
you
Alex, I feel
very
like you
fucked
have
up.
a lot of like blind confidence in like that you can do anything.
Yeah,
Like whenever
yeah.
we ask you, like you're never like, it's not really like my skill set. Like I don't really
Yeah.
know if I could. You're like, I can do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Well, I think
It's like just such a cool quality
know.
to have.
I think that comes from sports also because I mean I played soccer, but a lot of other sports also, and a lot of my coaches.
Other sports.
Yeah, I played baseball, basketball, volleyball.
Flex.
Welcome.
I played a little bit of football, but it was either same season as soccer, so I
Yeah, so
decided
you had to
soccer
pick
over
one.
instead. Yeah, but all of my coaches always said like Alex is so coachable, like he you can give him instruction and he'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So like I think that's where that confidence comes from because I'm always like, oh well, as long as I get some direction, I'll know I'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah. Has a girl ever told you that?
What, that I'm coachable? No, I don't need any coaching. You set me up. You set me up.
I almost said mom, dad, brother, sister, you guys. We're taking it sexual again. I'm putting my hands behind my back. But as a non-athlete,
Yeah. But you
God.
no,
but
as the worker outer in the group.
yes,
Oh.
yes.
Yeah, the athlete.
I'm the
you're the
present
current
day.
athlete.
Yeah,
athlete.
you are
present
the
day.
closest.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're the closest thing this table has to a current athlete.
Athlete at all, yeah.
Where
You
do you
guys,
get your confidence?
I just have to say this because It's so cool. And I'm an athlete. I deadlifted.
Get it?
Guess how much? I want
100 pounds.
I can't tell you the last time I did anything like that, so I don't even know.
170 pounds.
Damn. I'm impressed.
That's a lot, right?
That's
Yes,
a lot.
yeah, definitely.
I see you down there with your things and your weights and your circles. It's amazing.
My circles, yeah.
You got the circles on?
That was a lot of weight. And because like when I started out, I knew respectively some of the weights that I was doing were not like massive weights to like people in the weightlifting community.
Yeah.
But now I feel like I'm at a point where I'm like, this is a lot of weight. So even in the weightlifting
can you
community.
explain what a deadlift is to people who might not know?
If something's on the ground, you fucking pick it up. You're deadlift.
Barbell is on the ground. Got plates on the side. It's heavy as shit.
Yeah.
And you kind of reach down and pick it up. You got to keep your back straight.
Squeeze your tush.
No squeezing of the tush.
Don't squeeze your tush, you guys.
Butt out, lift up, drop it down, and you just keep going.
So is it physical things that give you confidence then? The first
Back
thing
to
you
that.
did was deadlifts.
Yeah. You said that like two separate words. I liked it.
Deadlifts, man.
Yeah. I think, no, working out doesn't give me confidence. Like
okay.
I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But like,
But your growth.
yeah, until I, until I'm all oiled up on a stage.
Wait, are we going there?
No.
Okay. Because I was like, let's do it. By let's, I mean, I'll watch you do it.
Yeah. No, I'm not doing it. I think just like having ideas and making them happen give me confidence.
That's
big
a good
or
thing
small,
to give you
big or
confidence.
small, because I think it just goes back to like, it makes me feel confident because I'm like, I have good ideas, which I felt like I don't know. I just felt like I was always put in this box of like, you're square. And like, I was like, always, I was a spelling champ. I was always, trying to get good grades. I was always doing my homework. Like I told you this.
Yeah.
On Friday nights, my sisters would be like, let's go to dinner, let's go to Chili's or whatever. And I'd be like, I can't because I have homework due on Monday. And it's stressing me out that I have homework to do.
Yeah.
So I can't go out. I was just such a square.
Yeah.
Like, and so being creative and having ideas and being like more fluid, like
makes you feel more of like yourself, like than that you were like back then.
yes, it's like, oh, I'm not. I think that's why I was always super quiet, because I just felt like I was this nerdy, uninteresting person that no one wanted to get to know, because like no one was friends with me.
Yeah.
And no one like believed in to have anything good to say. So I think having ideas helps like break that.
Yeah.
But then someone's here.
Santa?
I think it's Noel's food.
Okay.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
I could see that.
Yeah. So I think then having the ideas is like one aspect where it's like, I'm not a square.
Yeah.
I am creative. I have good ideas. And then the second part of it is being able to execute them. That's like my production brain.
So you still use that, but now you get this other part that like you felt was inside of you that like wasn't shown.
Yes.
Or that you never like dove into before.
Yeah.
'Cause like before, like your position wasn't necessarily to be creative. And like, I feel like when we had creative ideas, it wasn't necessarily like listen to them because there's like 10 other creative people in the room.
It was just like nice try.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it did definitely bleed back to like childhood, of like no one wanted to be my friend. No one wanted to hang out with me. Like people just didn't find me interesting. Like it wasn't like I'd be in a group and like I was the center of attention, like leading the charge. It was just like I was just kind of following what everyone else was doing.
Yeah.
I was a sheep. So I think that aspect gives me confidence, being like good at execution of like ideas. It's like not because people can have ideas, but being able to make them happen.
Oh, I know.
It's
like
like
one thing to think something.
so
It's another
cool.
thing to do something.
And then I think also just like, I think it's just all my childhood things that I was so like, I wanted to do that I didn't get to do. make me feel better, like more confident now. I think that's what everything is tied to. You know,
Yeah.
even like I was always super shy and like I'd walk into a room and I wouldn't feel like, you know, pretty or confident.
Mm-hmm.
And I think now having like BDE and just knowing I am those things make me feel like, I don't know, like I overcome.
You overcame. You were things and you came to it.
I overcame things that I thought were going to be how my life would be forever.
Right. No, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
And as someone who sees you walk into rooms,
Oh, thank you.
I would be like, let's listen to what this
know.
fucking girl has to
But
say.
you seem so confident. You seem so confident. Like,
Well, that's what I mean is I feel like my whole life, I had a lot of confidence because I did something over and over and over and over again. And I was super confident in that thing. And that gave me confidence in my life.
yeah.
And like quitting my job, and I don't have anything in my life that was who I used to be.
Yeah.
So now I feel like I'm floating and I have nothing to kind of hold on to. Like I don't feel like me, emotionally don't feel like me, physically don't feel like me. I'm not in charge of my own body. I'm doing something totally different. I'm sleep deprived, so I'm also crazy. I have tons of hormones. My life doesn't look anything like my life used to look like, and I don't know who I am.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
What do you think is going to bring you confidence?
I think just settling in. Like I don't think I was confident at 22 after.
Who's that?
Sir. Look at that tail.
No.
I was confident after hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of repetition.
Do you think that you're setting the bar too high for yourself?
Well, I don't feel
Because
like
when is anyone, I don't feel settled in life. Do you feel settled in life? No one feels settled in life.
Settled. This is like a huge shift and nothing is the same. So I don't think I'm going to feel like myself yet after 7 months. Like, I think, you know, I've heard people start to get into more of a rhythm after a year, you know, like, so this is such a tiny thing in the span of, and you need hard things, you need challenges, right? In order to grow as a person. So I need to be in chaos or pain in order to like balance out and get to know this new version of me, right? Like I felt like I've said this, like I don't think I could be the mom I was unless I had the pregnancy I had, unless I had the birth I have. I can't be a mom to a toddler unless I have this experience. So it's like I need to grow as a person and be uncomfortable. Yeah. Like I was in all other aspects of I wasn't comfortable at Mal for a long time before I felt
I think you're looking at it all, what is it, the saying, in rose-colored
glasses?
Lenses?
Well, yeah, of course I can, like when
Needed
Alex Mariam with that.
Rose-colored lenses.
Might as well
I said
not be.
Through, yeah, I saw that. I heard that.
You know, like when you look back, I could always have a different perspective.
You were nervous. You didn't know what you were doing.
I was so nervous
but
for
that's
so long.
What you
I know.
now. But
I
you
know.
look back and you think, oh, I was so put together. I had all this and that. It's like, you didn't.
No,
You
when I
didn't.
started, I was a trash can. I was a pure dumpster fire. Trash.
No, but like you get nervous for meetings and things.
Totally. I think I'm just like, it's so different when you look back and you're only in charge of like yourself.
Yeah.
Like it's just a different perspective I have now. Like you're only physically and emotionally in charge of your own well-being.
Yeah.
And when you add a different person in there, it takes on a whole, like your whole life. Like it's like you see things in this way.
Yeah.
And now you're the way that you see, like the way I look back at even my life and my childhood is different.
Yeah.
Like I can see things differently now that I'm a parent, or now that I'm like seeing what my mom, you know, experienced or what my dad experienced. Like it's just like, it just changes my perspective, and I'm not used to these eyes.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just
I think
different.
it's just going to be one of those things that you'll grow and change as a person. And as long as you're not so hard on yourself in every one of those instances.
Yeah.
And you just like, you're proud of yourself for every little thing that you're doing.
Yeah.
You'll start to get in the habit of kind of telling yourself you're doing the right things.
Yeah.
You're on the right path. You'll be thankful for who you are
Exactly.
and why it's making you, do all these things that you're doing.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, obviously you should be super proud of this and that you can do this. This is not something that a lot of people can do.
I know.
Be comfortable in front of a camera.
Now that
on top of that being funny.
Oh my God, the jokes. No, what I was saying this time, I'm like, what makes you feel confident? I said, I really like when Alex and Aleena laugh at my jokes.
Oh.
I was like, then I feel like I'm super funny.
I was gonna say, is there anything that we can do to help?
Yeah, start fucking laughing, you guys. Let's go. Okay. Now I'm leaving a little bit. I'm like,
well, I mean, if you watch it back, like,
no, I know
we're
you guys are
giggling
like,
the entire time.
I was going to say, do you guys give yourself credit for the stuff that you accomplish also? Because Aleena, yesterday when you were prepping something for the thing that we're working on next,
you hard on yourself?
Noelle's always like, you did such a good job.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just put together some pictures.
Yeah, she
like,
it was crazy.
I don't follow the advice I give you.
No, not in the slightest. Because she's doing something that was very difficult. Like I'm watching her do it while I'm doing something else that was nowhere near.
I do it with my eyes closed.
Yeah, and it's taking a long time.
Just
it's understandably difficult to put this all together, and without it, it can completely alter how something gets done.
Noelle
comes in and he's
all the time, and so do you. And I'm like, I get so uncomfortable because I'm like, I start to like devalue what I'm doing.
1,000%.
And I'm like, everything I'm doing is like, anyone could do this. But in reality, not anyone can do it.
I know.
But I'm like, it wasn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Do you feel like sometimes that's a girl thing too? Like if you comment, like if you say like, Alex, you did such a good job. Is he over like, I just Googled like how to tie my shoe. You know what I mean? Like why sometimes, I think about that more often now that I have a daughter, like how I interact with other people.
No,
and
I do think, I think guys experience the same, like, I'm not like, but I do think women do tend to downplay what they do because you don't want to get an applause.
What that is, though.
I just don't like getting an applause for something where I feel like it's lame. Like then I feel like I'm being babied.
Oh, really? Is it that? You feel like you're being babied?
Yes. Like if Noelle genuinely compliments me on something, like work-wise that I did, I feel like I feel like it's just pity.
Oh, wow.
Like I'm just like, you're just trying to make me feel better. And like I'm not here to fall for that. So what I did sucked. And what I did was actually not good.
Aleena.
I know. Wow, I'm such a hypocrite. But I can see for you, like I'm like, you should be so proud of like everything that you do.
And look, I'm like so impressed with you every second of every day.
And me too.
God damn it, Aleena. Let's trade eyes.
Like when you're
look
like,
at each other I'll look at me from you and you look at me.
Like when you're like, I don't know if I'm like doing this whole mom thing right and like what I'm doing. It's just like, dude, like you are like literally dedicating your life.
I know. I just think about it all the time. I have too many thoughts in my head. My mind is thinking too many thoughts.
I know.
It's crazy. I can't wait to just like, I get a lot of perspective like listening to other people go through the experience. Like I was saying about like pregnancy, like when I've experienced it versus other people, I can see it differently. Mm-hmm. So I'm just excited to like understand your thoughts when you are experiencing those things and I'll be able to like see things from a different perspective.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I think why don't we throw another saying in here?
You're really good at saying
the grass is always greener on the other fence.
Yeah. And you know what else I think? The fence is always greener when it's grass. You know what else I think is like, this is, I don't like to say the word hard, right? Like it's like in general, these things aren't hard. They're just extremely time consuming and like you have to be present. And I think presence is something that like, maybe it's my generation. I feel like we struggle with presence because I don't know. I feel like this is going to be such a long thing that maybe we should save for the bonus, because it's like I could go on and on. But I was talking to my mom because I've been trying to like listen to podcasts and like get perspective, because like sometimes you feel like you're in this tunnel of like I only see what's happening like directly in front of me. Like, is what's normal? Like, what's going on? And like my mom was mentioning, like, obviously podcasts are a thing now. Like we can listen to other people and like listen to their experience, and we can be like, oh, like that's normal. Like, oh, what I'm thinking isn't crazy. Like, oh, what my child's doing is like the same as that child. Like this mom totally understands what I'm experiencing right now. And like they didn't have that. So my mom was like, it's so weird, because it was like we didn't really think anything of it. We were just like, okay, here's my baby and on to the next thing. You know?
Do you almost think it's too much perspective that you overthink?
Both. I feel like grateful for conversations that are being had so I can listen to them. And I also feel it's like the same thing when you're like making a baby register. Like there's 15,000 strollers. Like how the fuck am I supposed to pick one? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it's just, I wonder, you know, we're talking about like how we were raised in regards to like confidence, or, you know, feeling like my ideas weren't appreciated. And then now we're parents, and we kind of like grew up in this time of like right when the internet, right when devices were happening. And it's like our parents didn't have that. So they had more of this, what I feel like is patience, and what feels like more presence, to where our generation is so instant with like we can binge watch, we can go on our phones, we can instantly connect with
like
someone.
If this doesn't work, I can try to find something that will.
Exactly.
And so I think we lose patience because we're like,
yeah,
I have the internet at my hand, so like I should be able to figure out how to get her to stop crying.
Like even someone like me who is like, I'd like to disconnect.
Yeah.
The moment that you're connected for too long, you want to disconnect.
Yeah.
The moment I'm uncomfortable about whatever is happening, I want space to like take time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whereas like our parents didn't have those same escapes. Like even like talking to like husbands or friends, it's like you had a landline and it was like, I'll talk to you after work.
Yep.
It's just like a different understanding of like connection, and like it just feels interesting to see like how we're going to handle presence and being with our kids and talking to our kids, and then how they're going to do it. Like think of like,
how is Way going to do it?
I don't know. Like what are the things in her life going to be to like,
what generation is she going to be?
I don't even know what generation she was born in. I don't know what the generation is that's currently happening.
Well, the teens now are alpha.
Yeah, I didn't even know an alpha. Are we going beta?
So would she be C?
What's this generation? I should know.
Generation Alpha. She's Generation Alpha. It's 2010 to 2024.
Oh my God.
Well, that's a long time.
Yeah, it's strange. Generation Z, I guess, which is 1995 to 2009. They're all pretty long.
Yeah.
So like millennials is 80 to 94.
Oh, wow.
So these are like
80?
Yeah.
80. We're not one of them. We're way different than 80.
I feel like it's that. Yeah, I feel like
I feel like you're born in 80 sometime.
I was, but like me versus like 80.
I know.
But I feel like the differences are so like kids my age that were born in 98 were like, we're nothing like people that were born in the 2000s or something like that.
I know.
I feel like with technology changing and like everything like that, like the generations have to get like smaller and smaller because you grow up in a completely different like circumstances every time.
Yeah.
I want to do a whole episode on generations.
I'd love to chat about it.
Not further back than.
No, we can only talk about what
the 90s.
Can't talk about the disco.
Which is funny because we were talking about this and Alex was like, aren't the 90s and the 2000s like the same thing? Like didn't the same things happen? Like the people kind of blur them together, and I was like, the 90s were so different from the 2000s. Like just because you were born at the end of it, your assumption is like nothing happened.
Alex, the 90s were chef's kiss.
It just seems like it blended a lot together because everything's like, oh, like you're a 90s kid if you remember this. I'm like, I don't remember this.
Yeah, but
well, what are you, 99?
98. But I also had an older sister who would have like influenced
was like
that stuff
boombox,
too.
And 2000s was shuffle.
CDs.
Yeah, true.
No,
That's
shuffle.
When were CDs?
Yeah,
a thing?
CDs were between. Was
CDs were
boombox also?
boomboxes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was thinking like,
But, that's true.
but CDs could be in the CD compactor.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was huge when you could walk around with your
Yeah.
CDs.
I know.
That was. I was like, before soccer game, I put it my CD in.
Yeah.
And it was like Blink-182, and I was like, I'm fucking getting jacked up over here. Like, let's
Yeah.
go.
I had like a CD listener for like one. Like that was like my first thing, and I barely even had that before I got an iPod.
What'd you
so it
put
was like
in it?
like CDs at my.
Did you burn CDs?
I had a couple burned CDs but that's how quick it was for me. Was just like I burned a couple CDs and then iPod. Like I already got
You
an
got
iPod
Burn
right after.
CDs. Like when my friend made me like a burn CD, I was like, oh my God, this is the nicest thing you've ever done for you. And I put it in. I got all new songs because I couldn't burn a CD on my own. You guys know I don't understand technology back then or now.
All I'm hearing is CD's nuts.
Aleena. I love how randomly weirdly sexual you get about this randomest thing.
I know.
CD's nuts.
I know.
It adds another layer to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you think you're this, and then you're singing these nuts.
You want me to add another layer?
Yeah.
Did you say who you put in your CDs?
I can't even.
Britney?
It would have been
Christina?
No.
Shakira.
Jessica.
It would have been like
Mariah.
U2 or something at the time. Then.
that's
like
so
it's so
U2.
dad, like so
Dad-coded.
dad coded. Like a lot of my music was very dad coded.
Still to this day?
Still to this day, absolutely.
I thought so.
In my boombox, I had I wasn't given a lot of options with music.
No, you took what you can get.
And I really liked the Jungle Book, so I had the Jungle Book soundtrack, but it was just 3 songs. But the 3 songs were just it was the Jungle Book song.
What? Like I only have I Want to Be Like You in my head.
Yeah,
I want to
that's
walk
it.
like you.
Yeah.
So it was only that song,
Okay.
but 3 of them.
In a row?
One was like a techno version, and one was like a dance version, and then one was the original. And I would like bump that in my room,
Emo.
the Jungle Book on my boombox.
That's so cute.
I know. I'm like, when the techno version came on, I was like, I'm so badass
Oh, I can
for
imagine.
this techno. And I've tried to find the CD
I would love
online.
Alex.
The phone had its ringback tone play right after.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've tried to find this techno version for years to just enlighten Noelle. I can't.
Can you find it on YouTube? I feel like you can find it.
It was a
on YouTube.
purple CD. And
CDs were so pretty, like in colors.
it was Disney. I feel like I should be able to find it. I know.
Your mom's got to have it where your birth certificate is. It's probably right next to your
I
certificate.
know. On that note, my older sister texted me and she said, just so you know, Mom has our birth certificates.
Okay.
Because she also told me mine was with me, but then I needed her to look for it and she did have it. So she does have it.
Cheeky.
Yes, she tried to
Interesting.
tell me it was in my stash. It's not in my stash.
And did you ask Noelle who his hall passes were? Doing a callback from last week. Did you? Oh wait, you guys both giggled at that.
I know. We'll talk about it in the bonus.
Okay.
All right. Join us in the bonus. You can find us at patreon.com/AWSF pod. We'll chat more there. No? Bye. Okay, bye. This week on the bonus,
We're live.
we are live. Okay, so hall pass.
Yeah.
Who are yours?
Well, I got Corbin.
Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. I don't want to know yet. I need more build up.
And then
I am not ready.
I responded with,
I have embraced.
I won't tell you yet. I said, okay, they look just like me, so I'm in the clear. No response. No. Should I say hello? Question mark. I'm gonna text him that mine's Heath Ledger, so we feel safe that mine's dead.